Hey, have you ever felt like you're just barely getting by from paycheck to paycheck? Or wonder how some people seem to have it all together while others are struggling? Well, here's the thing. The secret to building wealth isn't some magic formula. It's all about having a budget. But not just any budget. It's a budget that's designed to actually grow your wealth over time. Today, I want to show you exactly how to make that kind of budget work for you. Stick around because these steps will seriously change your financial future. All right, the first thing you need to do if you want to start building wealth is figure out where you stand financially. So grab a pen and paper or open up your phone notes and write down all your income. This means your salary, any side gigs, passive income, whatever is coming in. Then list your expenses. Split them in two categories. The first one, fixed expenses. These are things that don't change, like rent, utilities, car payments, and insurance. And the second one is variable expenses. These fluctuate like groceries, dining out, entertainments, stuff like that. Once you've got everything written down, subtract your expenses from your income. If you're spending more than you're earning, that's a red flag. But don't worry, we'll fix that soon. Now let's move on to setting some goals. Now that you know where your money is going, it's time to set some real goals. You can't just create a budget and hope for the best. You need to know exactly what you're working towards. Think about where you want to be financially in 1, 5, or 10 years. Do you want to pay off your debt, save for a house, build a huge retirement fund, or maybe start investing in stocks or real estate? The key here is to make those goals specific, measurable, and realistic. For example, instead of saying, I want to save more, say, I want to save $10,000 this year. This will give you something concrete to work towards. Once you've got your goals down, we can move on to how you're going to allocate your money. One of the easiest ways to start budgeting for wealth building is using the 50-30-20 rule. Here's how it works. 50% for needs. These are the essentials, like rent, bills, groceries, and transportation. And then 30% for wants, stuff you don't need but enjoy, like dining out, entertainment, or vacation. And the last 20% for savings and investing. This is where the magic happens. You're putting money away for your future here. If you're not quite at the point where you can put 20% into savings and investing, don't stress. We'll talk about how to adjust your budget. But for now, let's look at how to cut back on expenses so you can save more. To make your budget work for you, you're going to need to cut back on unnecessary stuff. It's not about depriving yourself. It's about being smarter with where your money goes. Start by reviewing your variable expenses. Are you eating out too much? Paying for subscriptions you never use? Could you be more strategic with grocery shopping? Track your spending for a week or two and look for patterns. Maybe you can cancel a few subscriptions, eat out less, or find cheaper alternatives for things you're already spending money on. The goal is to free up some cash so you can invest in your future. But now you're probably thinking, okay, I'm budgeting and saving, but how do I make my money grow? Don't worry, we're getting to that next. Saving is important, but investing, that's where the real wealth building happens. If you want your money to work for you, you need to invest it. And the sooner you start, the better. The magic of compound interest is real, and it works best over time. If you're new to investing, start simple. Consider retirement accounts like a 401k or IRA. A lot of employers even match contributions, so that's basically free money. As you get more comfortable, you can look into the stock market, index funds, or even real estate. And don't worry if you're not an expert. Start small and learn as you go. The key here is consistency. Even small investments adds up over time. But first, let's make sure you're covered in case something unexpected happens. Before you get too aggressive with investing, make sure you have an emergency fund. This is your safety net for those oops moments like unexpected car repairs, medical bills, or losing your job. Without an emergency fund, you might be forced to dip into your investments when life hits you with a curveball. Aim for at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses in a high-yield savings account. Once you've got that, you can invest with more peace of mind, knowing you're prepared for whatever comes your way. Now you've got your budget and emergency fund and a plan to invest. But life changes, right? Let's talk about how to keep your budget up to date. Creating a budget isn't a one-and-done thing. You need to review it regularly, especially if your income changes or if you hit a big milestone like paying off a debt. Take time each month or every few months to look at your income, expenses, and savings. Are you hitting your goals? If not, maybe you need to adjust a few things. You could find more ways to cut back or allocate a little more towards savings now that you've paid off some debt. But what if you're still not able to save as much as you want? One of the best ways to build wealth faster is by increasing your income. Cutting expenses is important, but having more money to work with makes a huge difference. Think about ways to boost your income, like asking for a raise at work, picking up a side hustle, or even selling things you don't need. You could also invest in skills or education that help you land a better paying job down the line. The more you earn, the more you can put towards building your wealth. So get creative with how you make more money. But what could you use to track all of those savings expenses? Watch this next video where I'll tell you about the best apps to track all of your progress. See you there!